Hi everyone, welcome again! I have this video capture device my cousin got years ago in Australia at Harvey Norman for almost 123 Australian dollars. Let's unbox it. He couldn't get it to work anymore with new computers, so let's see what we got. We have an installation CD, instructions and warranty. It has composite and super video inputs, as well as stereo audio connecting through USB. Let's see what happens on Windows 10. It kind of recognizes it. But, as you can see, the capture device is not found in the video capture software. I also tried in a Macintosh machine, with no results. Windows XP or Vista is required in 32 bits version only. I think this will age sooner than video cassettes. So let's build a Windows XP machine. We will need a motherboard. I'll be using this Asus P4P800X. I know it's working fine. For its time, it was a good option. It has AGP, 4 PCI slots, floppy, 2 IDE connectors, also SATA, audio, USB, Ethernet, digital audio out, PS2, serial and parallel connectors. Also, I was gifted this new high-tier motherboard by Gigabyte. But it has bad capacitors, as you can see. We'll need to repair it. It has a newer chipset and has AGP Pro. Connectivity is similar to the other one. Also, it has 6 DDR slots. But this will be for another video. We have an AGP video card, NVIDIA GeForce 4 MX440. I don't know if it's working, so I have this other one. An ATI Radeon 9200 video card. We have two processors. This Celeron 2.4 GHz and this Pentium 4 3 GHz that obviously is the chosen one for this project. Also, we have a SATA hard drive by Seagate where we will install Windows XP. We have a standard ATX 450W PSU. And, last but not least, the case. I love full tower cases. This was a donation by Andrew, so thanks. It has an ASUS badge. Also a Pentium 4 and Sound Blaster ones. This had a similar system inside of it, I think. We open the front cover and we have floppy and 2 DVD burner drives. One IDE and one SATA. The front cover comes off if you want to. It has an acrylic side panel with key lock. Also, it has a cooler. It has sliding caddies for the hard drives and floppy drives. Very convenient. Let's see if the motherboard tray comes off. Here we can see the motherboard it used to have. A P4P800-E Deluxe by Asus. Very similar. I open the other side and, as you can see, the motherboard tray doesn't come off. It's time to put it together. I mount the Pentium 4 processor, apply some thermal paste, and clamp the heatsink over it. I like to twist the fan wires so they are not all over the place. Then I connect it to the CPU fan header. We have two DDR modules with a total of 2 GB of memory. This will allow us to use the dual channel feature for the processor. Let's continue. Now we need to screw in the motherboard to the case. As the previous motherboard in here was so similar, we have the studs in the positions we need. Let's connect the front panel and USB connectors. I have already screwed in the hard drive to the caddy, so it just mounts in. Now the video card. The PSU is screwed in its place. Now the power connectors to the motherboard. Then I connect power to the hard drive, DVD drives, and floppy. Now SATA to the hard drive and IDE to the bottom DVD drive. Then the floppy drive cable. I forgot to close the tabs of the processor heatsink. It's a good idea to check everything several times. Finally, the SATA connection to the DVD and we are done. Let's see if it works. We have power on the motherboard. It turns on. But it doesn't post. Let's see if the DVD drives are working. We have a disk in this one. The top one does not open. Let's turn it off and change the video card and see if that's the problem. There we go. I set up BIOS standard settings. Now let's install Windows XP at 100 times faster speed. Video is acting weird again. It froze.
Nefarious stuff.
I'll have to look in my spare parts for another one. This one is working fine.
Now it's working.
Let's connect some speakers. Now let's get working the Dazzle. It's time to install the software. Pinnacle Instant DVD Recorder. It's a pretty straight-up install. Here we can see the performance of the machine. I have connected a video camera to the Dazzle device. Let's see what it does.
Here we have the camera. 2 minutes. Let's start. Hello? Hello? Stop recording.
I have set the software to save the output files to a folder and you would later burn it to a DVD disc. I cannot open them with Media Player. I should download something like VLC Player, but I wanted to test other free software. Cam Studio is only for screen capture. Pretty neat though. Here we have debuted. It is really sluggish right now.
Whoa.
After playing with the settings, I have a decent capture. Let's record something. So, this is a test recording. As you can see, the quality is not very good. It's choppy. I want to compare with another system. This is a newer AMD CPU that I use for Windows 7 and I have installed XP on it. I don't think it's quite right. How do you see it? Shit. CPU is overloading when it's recording, and when it's idle, the process is still very heavy. When I exit the capture page, the CPU is really relieved, as you can see. I want to see if there is a difference if I use a video card instead of the integrated video. There is no difference. The process is purely CPU. So, with this machine it is enough to use the original software. I installed VLC to open VOB files. Here we can see it works fine and it doesn't overload the CPU. After that, you could convert the files to another format, but you are always going to need an XP or Vista machine to run the device. I really enjoyed this project, and now I have a nice Pentium 4 machine to play with. If you had a good time, please subscribe and leave a like in the video. See you in the next one.